All right, welcome to today's video. This is Rend Lake on the way from Madisonville to St. Louis. This trip is a little bit different. You're going to see some family time flying up on Sunday afternoon. Going to spend some family time here Sunday evening, riding horses, hanging out with friends, and then headed into work tomorrow's point. So you can see here distance next is 109 nautical miles. This is floor flight is what this pulled up here in, and starting the track from Madisonville here. Now, the original plan on this flight before the Tach failure was to fly to Hotel 19. So my family has a farm outside of there. I've got horses there. I fly there, meet some of my family. We go load up the horses, go down to a state park where they have trail riding, and then meet some friends there. Go from there on. So I'll talk about the Tach failure when we get there. But for now, here we are headed into St. Louis area to go up north, Hotel 19. Again, that's Bowling Green, North Missouri. All right, so you can see that'll take me right through the Class Bravo to Hotel 19. Track headed north here, obviously. So beautiful morning to be out flying. So you can tell a lot of farms in between here and there. In Kentucky specifically, okay, and there is the Bethalto, St. Louis County, I believe it is, airport there off of my left wing. And you'll get to see that refinery that I talked about before here in this video. So good clear day, even with the haze, still getting to see quite a bit, and no clouds. So here's where I start having some Tach problems. Okay, so I'm just going to pause it there. That's where I started having Tach problems. Getting into the Class Bravo. It's actually in the Class Bravo, coming up along the Mississippi River here. And a lot to be distracted by with these beautiful cliffs off of Alton, Illinois. And obviously, I left that clip of the engine running in there because you could hear that nothing changed in the engine sound at all. But that Tach started doing some really crazy stuff. So I kind of hang out, and you'll see my track here in a little bit where I kind of swerve north, and I was being routed to the north side of incoming and departing traffic there to St. Louis Lambert. But I started veering north, and I wanted to hang out by that St. Charles Airport out there. I think it's St. Charles County. And I'll show you a plane taking off from there here in a second. But I wanted the option, right, to be able to land there if there was problems. From the second I saw it, I knew it had to be a instrument failure. It wasn't an engine problem. But I did a couple checks, looking over at my vacuum, oil pressure, the temperature, kind of what else can I pull in the parameters to the engine, make sure that I'm not having an engine problem, and just obviously no vibration, no change in the tune or tone of the engine. And so at that point, I didn't declare an emergency. I just asked to reroute. I think it's Mike 71. It'll show up here in a second. I'll probably be wrong. So it's a closer airport, still in the St. Louis area. I thought, we had to have a mechanic look at it before a return trip. I wanted it to be closer to St. Louis, have more options, and have more options along the route. I knew once I got on this north side of St. Louis that there was no airports until I got to Hotel 19, and I didn't want that situation. So I stayed high and just routed there. And that, I think, as I said, Mike 71 is Greensfield, Missouri. It's just outside of like Moscow Mills, northwest of Wentzville. All right, so as you can see, aircraft taking off from there. And at this point, I was confident that I wasn't going to have any engine trouble. Very attuned to the sound of the engine, as most pilots are, right? You, especially in a plane that you fly fairly often, you know what it sounds like. You know what the RPM is based on the sound. So that's where we went. So you can see here the Tach, instead of playing around, around 2,400 RPMs, it started really dipping low and a little bit more consistently. And so it's kind of like, okay, maybe there was some fluctuation. I didn't feel it. Once it started getting down here, I wasn't losing airspeed, wasn't losing any of my controls. I knew that it had to be just a Tach failure. So, so you can see there it went straight to zero. So here I am off of Madisonville's kind of that green dot down there, picked up the flight, the course in ForeFlight. And that brings me here. There's that diversion to the right being vectored to enter the class Bravo at the right spot, and then cross over. And there's Mike 71. So that was that airport that I told you about. And I was right. See that? So cut straight there. It left me with a lot of options, a lot of other airports on the way. Pick up to our family time, riding horses. Hope y'all enjoy this. Know this is a little bit outside the scope, but well within the channel, because what do? We travel, we use the airplane, and it's to get to places and do things that time wouldn't allow if I was in a car. Hey, Pamela, he'll jump that tree. Just aim him at it. All right, so sister, brother-in-law, both of my sisters, brother-in-law, and then some good friends. So just out enjoying a good September. This was 9/12/21. So just enjoying a good September day. My favorite. Like its owner. Favorite time of day there, or time of year. Thanks, Silas. So excited to be riding a horse. And of course, my sister showed off a little bit, so I had to include some of that in here because just a wild pair. All right, so the plan here is to fly from Mike 71 the next day. And caveat in there, I did talk with a couple mechanics and confident in that being a failure. Decided it was a non-issue to fly back, of course, with a couple caveats there, and not going to get into all that. The important thing being that it was done safely. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come in for Millionaire, St. Louis. This is Spirit Airport, so Kilo Sierra Uniform Sierra, and got an office space there behind Millionaire. So I pull right around their building, and it's actually in a couple of these buildings here. So that the road comes in, you turn left, goes down here and turns around right. All the way back here to Elite Aviation, I think is the one all the way here at the end. Air Evac does a lot of their training out of here. At any rate, so I'm going to typically come in on 26 left, take out on this crossing, and then this taxiway over here to Millionaire. So we're going to run with that, and is the plan. It's a short flight. I think about 15 minutes max. It might have been well less than that. So maybe it was 15 minutes of runtime, and also going to meet with a mechanic there who can help clarify things. So here we go. Short little flight. And you can tell I'm hand flying it. So about as straight as the highway. And what they had me do was make a right pattern traffic for runway 26 left. So come in towards the airport there, had me stay left. And once I crossed the river, he told me stay left of the highway. So stayed left of the highway, which this line comes down through here and right through here. So stay left and then clear me to land behind incoming traffic. And there we are. All right. So the sun is setting behind us here on the way back in old 64 Papa Delta, the 172 rental airplane. And there is the Manchester Road. So as is normal here, they give me a left turn out on course, departing runway 26 left. And so that takes me out through the Bravo. Generally, they'll give me my climb out there to desired altitude, no real worries or concerns. And it's just a pretty day flying back. Coal-powered energy plant there. And then beautiful sunset going down on a good day at work. A long day, spent the entire day there, was out up there early and on the way home. Really cool thing I get to share here. It's one of the things that I saw. Again, there's there'd be Rend Lake, the moon. One of the cool things I get to share coming right up here is the oil well fires. So if you drive 64 and you're right here, there's an exit for like Carmi, Illinois, then there's like Mount Carmel and all that. Got friends in Mount Carmel, so I've been up there. There's that river that divides Illinois and Indiana, and right in there off the highway, especially at nighttime, you can see these huge fires. Now there's an oil pump and it's just that exhaust gas, right? But we're talking like I don't know, a flame the size of a 55-gallon drum, something like that. Super cool. And I've always thought, man, it would be so cool to fly over here tonight. So this is the first time I actually got to record it, got to take it in quite a few times. So here's a picture of it. It's getting dark. And then actually this video comes from that last video I did, a flight I did on September 3rd. So just about 2 weeks before this, I guess, I got to record it at night coming in a video. And I'm going to share that with you because this, it wasn't dark enough to see everything. So here goes the video. Super awesome. Leave it with you. All right. What that reminds me of is, you know how there's like at different ceremonies, you'll either you'll light these little hot air balloons, and the little burner in it, and it floats up into the sky. And you see it. It's just surreal. that's how this was. Just amazing, but kind of reversal, right? Like on the ground, like I'm moving over it, just the dark hum of the engine and those fires everywhere. And as opposed to like street lights, which is super cool flying at night, my favorite time to fly. But these are just like the huge fires, and they're just whoa, whoa. So at any rate, wanted to share that with you. So yeah, here brings us into really that point. We crossed into Indiana, the river there across us into Kentucky, and looking at the winds and everything, started to pull right a little bit. I like to come in on like a 8-mile final to Madisonville, runway 5, but in this case, I'm gonna do left traffic for runway 23. So there we are, pulled it in. I would like to call every landing a squeaker. I actually don't remember this being several months ago, but at any rate, pulled that in. Here I am on the strip. And guys, thanks again for sticking around for the video. Hopefully this is somewhat interesting to you. Hopefully it's fun enough where you, you get something from it. What I would like you to take from it is the idea that you can hop in an airplane that costs about the same price as a car, and the purchase price, and you can go somewhere much quicker, get a lot more into life, because if life is made up of experiences, the more experiences you have, the more life you live. So I could live till I'm 40 and have more life than someone who lives till they're 80 if I do it right. And obviously, I've got a couple little girls, wife, family, nothing that I want to leave behind or go before my time. But what I'm saying is you can pack a lot more in there. So just encouraging you to take that trip, take that flight, do the experiences instead of trying to figure out, why not to go. Just make excuses to go, right? Go see things, do things, use that airplane if you have one to go do things. Okay. So forget about the cost, because cost is completely relative, right? I know it's $100 hamburger, but that $100 hamburger could be $100 trip to a city you've never been to. Take your wife, go by yourself, whatever, drink a coffee, explore a town you've never been to, right? Do something fun, exciting. I like to hike, bike, one wheel, get out and see places. And so that's what this trip was all about. It allowed me, I couldn't live where I live and work in St. Louis regularly, and that's what a plane allows me to do. But it also allows me to get up there at times like this. Whenever I've got church and everything here on Sunday morning, I can still be up there Sunday afternoon to ride horses and do all that fun stuff before work on Monday. So I'd also like to know what you would do in the event of a Tach failure. What would you classify that is? How would you handle it? And what would you do afterwards? So I'm interested to know what you think about that. And again, guys, so the videos will get better here. Everyone that I do is going to get better, but I'm committed to putting one of these out at least every week. Would really like to keep it up to 2 a week, even though I usually fly about once or twice a week. So may not always have that content. I'll always put something out for you, and hopefully to that end, to encourage you on that flight. So thanks so much, guys. Appreciate the likes and subscribes, and we'll see you on the next one.